Hey again, everybody. This is Mike and Scott from Wing Chun Geeks. I'm Mike over here on the left, as usual.
I'm Scott over here on the right.
Today we're going to take a look at a real simple lop drill. And again, if you want a little review on lop, of course, this comes right from our Chun Lop Sao series that we did recently. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of do the drill sort of freestyle a little bit. All we're doing here is I'm feeding Scott the lop from the original drill, and then he's feeding me the lop. We're just going to go back and forth and do the counter, each of us taking a turn.
So Mike and I are going back and forth. We're taking it easy, and we're not trying to really kill each other. It's just for practice.
So this is the lop. You can see Mike just lopped across, and Scott did a counter. That counter involves a low block and a high block, gone and pak, linked together. You can see Mike did it there. And the idea is that we're covering a zone.
Yeah, so we picked one main drill, and we're just going back and forth. Nothing complex.
Also, the concept of emptying the shoulder as a counter.
Boom. Okay, I was not expecting that at all, hence the giant smile on my face.
All right, guys, so we're breaking it down now. We're going to take a look at this, the counter in detail. All right, so here you see, and this is an important thing we're about to talk about. What I did, Mike on the left, what I did was I tried to fight Scott lopping me by using the power in my arm, my shoulder particularly, to try to resist. And of course, there's no way, biomechanically, that I would be able to fight Scott as he lops me across. So
what basically Mike did was he kept the tension in his shoulder,
right,
completely negating his ability to counter. All right.
So now we're going to take a look at is what's known as emptying the shoulder. So
boom.
What happened right there is Mike totally relaxed his arm. So what Mike is doing is using his torso, the muscles of his core, to hold his position. So when Scott goes to lop the arm, of course it doesn't move because his arm is fighting my entire body. He's literally pulling my arm, and it's being held on by the skin and all the fascia. There's nothing for him to pull across because I've completely emptied it.
So in layman's terms, all Mike did was keep his shoulder loose.
Right, the whole arm actually, yeah.
Before I was pulling just his arm, and his arm followed his body. But this time, since he loosened his shoulder, I'm trying to pull his entire body, which is obviously much, much harder.
All right, so now if we can take a look at this with the technique, without all the flash, it's going to go like that.
Boom.
All right, so again, immediately empty the shoulder and relax. And then on the rebound, because your opponent, when they see that you've emptied their shoulder and didn't pull you anywhere, there's a little time where you can actually bounce off it. And that's when you want to do the technique.
Yeah, so since Mike relaxed his shoulder, he was able to be elusive, if you will, and counter. All right, Mike, I think we can finally bring this to a close.
All right, Scott, so let's go over some important points that we learned. So you have the original lop drill and the counter to the drill. What we need to remember, the first important point is, of course, when you lop, and of course, you never want to pull the guy's arm toward you, so that lop has to be a fully extended arm, and you're going to lop across. That is out and across. So don't pull down, don't pull toward your body. Okay? So that's number one.
Yeah, if you lop towards your body, you're really opening yourself up to a number of problems. Maybe a single or a whole bunch of stuff.
Right, Scott's referring to a single leg takedown, very common in MMA.
Yep.
The other point is when you do your lop in the original lop drill, don't forget to step out 45 degrees.
Oh, that's huge in Wing Chun.
Right. So you'll see you won't be able to reach them if you don't anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain without a picture or something. So if you're not too sure, definitely watch the video again.
Yeah. And for the counter part of the video, remember your high-low block covers a zone. Now, if your low block, like Gan Sao, is you can stick a Pak Sao on top of it with the other arm, or it could be a Tan Sao. If it's Tan Sao, that combination, by the way, is called Quan Sao. But you can do it whichever way you feel comfortable. And finally, we didn't cover this because when we made the video, we wanted a freeze frame on the two positions to show the zone that we were covering. But you don't want to hold that zone for very long. So you quickly want to make one point of contact, and that point of contact is going to be at the wrist. Okay, so to clarify this last point here about quickly making one point of contact. So the first thing we're going to show you, if the punch comes in low on the combination block, this area that you're looking at right here is the zone that is covered by your high-low block. That means that punch can land anywhere along there, and you can pick it up. The idea is that you're going to funnel it quickly. You don't really want to hold this pose for very long. In fact, it's instantaneous. Now, we didn't show this in the video at all because we wanted to freeze frame it so you could see the zone that was covered. But in reality, at the moment that you make contact on the low side or the high side, you're going to quickly bring that out to the wrist before you do anything else. This creates a couple of useful things. First of all, you have one point of contact instead of two. You're giving your opponent less information. And secondly, you're at arm's length now. The opponent's arm is away from you. So, and this is also true if the attack comes on the high side. If it hits the high line, you quickly, again, bring it out to the wrist and funnel it in. So the zone is only instantaneous for the point of contact. Scott, you have anything to add to that?
I think that sums it up pretty well.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the presentation. We tried to cover as much information as we could with this first drill here. And keep your eyes peeled because we have a lot of stuff, guys, a lot of material coming down the road.
Yeah, definitely. If you're interested in receiving our updates, go back to our website, sign up for the mailing list, and you'll be the first to know whenever we come out with something. All right, guys, so I think that's good for today, and I'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.